At the motel, Zach aims the gun at Abby and Scott and growls, "Say goodbye, lovers." A shot rings out and Zach grimaces before falling to the floor. Behind him, Crystal holds a gun and looks in at Abby and Scott. In Crimson Lights, Sharon is with Mariah when she gets a call from Paul telling her she needs to get to his office now. At the Abbott house, Jack tells Ashley he couldn't sleep all night. He doesn't know what to say or how to behave around Dina. Jack relays that he called their mother's doctors last night. They both concur that she has Alzheimer's. Talk turns to Abby. Ashley becomes emotional. Her phone rings. She asks, "Paul? Right now?" Sharon arrives at the station and Paul, Lauren, Michael, and Abby watch as she shares a reunion kiss with Scott. Lauren lectures Scott for being so impulsive and heroic. Abby and Sharon both defend him. Ashley arrives, followed by Victor. Ash embraces Abby. Soon after, Michael has Paul confirm that the murder charges against Scott will be dropped. Sharon and Lauren complain about the incompetence of the police department. Scott wants Sharon and Lauren to call a truce, but they agree when hell freezes over. Nearby, Victor is glad that SOB Zach was eliminated and is proud of Abby. Ashley invites Abby to move home, but she declines. They argue about Abby's impatience to get back to work. Abby reminds her mother she's a force to be reckoned with. Scott gets Abby alone and wants to talk, but Victor interrupts. He sends Abby to the car and asks Paul to get Christine to stop the investigation into his company. They had nothing to do with Zach's sex ring. At Crimson Lights, Mariah tells Sharon that she declined Devin's Thanksgiving invitation to celebrate with her. Sharon's not keen on Mariah using her to blow off Devin. She updates Mariah on Crystal killing Zach then taking off, then questions Mariah avoiding Tessa. Mariah reveals she told Tessa her feelings and she basically asked her to back off. Sharon is sympathetic, but warns Mariah not to keep leading Devin on. Mariah says she'll talk to him tomorrow. Later, Sharon is filling Tessa in on Crystal's actions when Scott appears. He warns Tessa she may never see her sister again after what happened. At Newman, Abby tells Victor she actually believed Zach loved her. After he was shot it was like he was staring into her soul, blaming her for what happened. Talk turns to Victoria, being announced as crew at the party. Victor apologizes, but explains it was strategic, and she's not capable of what Victoria is at that high level. Abby argues that her track record is better, but Victor informs her the FBI was there, and Abby brought shame to the company by bringing Zach in. Abby protests that Victor said he had Zach investigated and leaves, promising nothing like this will happen again. Neil arrives and reports the clients are wary about Newman's ties to the sex ring and the financial freeze. He says the word on the street and social media is that Victor used Crystal to take out Zach. Victor hollers that Neil must shut this down now. Ashley arrives at home to find Jack keeping Neil outside the door by pretending to be sick. After Neil's gone, Ashley warns Jack he won't be able to hide Dina away forever. They discuss Abby's safe return. Ash admits she shied away from telling Abby the full truth about Dina. Jack talks about getting experts to help their mother before it's too late, but Ash opines they can't save her and should start looking for places. Jack won't hear of packing her off like an inconvenience. Ash reminds him what happened to Nikki. They have to be realistic. Jack argues that he'll take care of their mother, but Ash notes he's a busy man. She breaks down and doesn't want to fight. They'll revisit this later. Jack apologizes to Ash and tearfully wonders, how do we tell our mother she has Alzheimer's? Abby encounters Scott at the coffee house, and she assures him she'll keep their encounter to herself. They trade barbs and mock one another until Sharon hollers at them to stop and be civil. After Abby goes, Scott tells Sharon he was claustrophobic, all he could think about was her. Sharon agrees, it made her realize how strong her feelings were. Scott looks awkward, then asks what she was trying to say to him on the phone. Sharon lies that she told him to be safe. At the station, Neil argues with Paul about Newman's connection to Zach's sex ring. Paul insists the company is implicated, and this will be pursued. Next on The Young and the Restless, as Hillary looks on, Jordan says into a camera, "Did you all know that Hillary Curtis isn't really Hillary Curtis?" Abby says, "Victoria has to be stopped." Scott replies, "I'm in." They shake on it. Mariah tells Devin, "I'm not sure I should be your girlfriend."